It's Monday evening at 7 p.m. and this is Living in the Light. And I'm Mary Amy, and I'm all about shifting away darkness, guiding you to your true potential, and cracking open that beautiful glowing light in your heart. Well, hello, it's the 1212 portal. Are you feeling all those energies? And those energies are going to bring you abundance, and you're going to have the ability to manifest whatever you desire if you, of course, step into your higher self. How was your weekend? Hey, music. Hello. Music's coming from Canada. Hello, music. Anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I know I haven't been here since Thursday, and I'm going to have to say, I realize it's just too much for me on Friday evening. So it's basically right now temporarily going to be Monday through Thursday at 7 p.m. And I'm so sorry. I'm doing everything I can. In fact, I feel like I'm getting a sore throat. When you swallow and you just feel some kind of like mucusy thing, it's ugh. Anyway, I'm fighting through it. I'm digging deep. I'm getting through it because I've climbed out of the matrix, and so have you. We are now the awakened ones. We're the first timeline arrivals. We are here, us light workers. Hey, bless you, Elsa. And starseeds, we're here for the masses to help awaken those. So anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Today, before I get into our dreams and tuning in, I just want to remind you, today we're going to cover the 1212 portal, and that's exciting. And what is transmutation power and the event, the ascension, the solar flash, it's all happening for us, isn't it? And Elsa's digging deep. Elsa, you're digging deep over there? I feel as though I'm ready to celebrate. I'm ready to celebrate because we've all come so far. Do you sense, though, that you've come so far and you've realized so much more than those out there? And you're one of the first timeline arrivals, and you've probably gone through quite a bit to get here because you had to tune inward, and you had to look at all your stuff and all your traumas and all your issues and everything that you went through while growing up and living on earth. And now it's going to be the new earth, heaven on earth, that we're headed towards, or we're in. And I'm really excited. I kind of had an epiphany over the weekend, and I realized that we are only stopping ourselves from whatever it is that we want, whatever is in our destiny, whatever is our most highest timeline. We all know that. And from time to time, our inner self, our inner dialogue has been telling us, but we've been saying, oh no, I can't do that. I can't do that. But you can. You're a highly dimensional, highly advanced being of light, and you are capable of so much. So over the weekend, I did have some dreams. I want to bring up one dream that I had last week, which was probably, you would say, a light code. These light code activations, these lucid dreams that I've been receiving during my ascension to the fifth dimension. Are you having those as well? I'm sure you are. I had this one, and I said, I'm not going to tell anyone. I'm going to wait till 12:12. So what I saw it was probably a week ago Saturday. I saw this red heart. It was the outline of a heart, and in the middle was the number 12. And I can only take that as this day, 1212 portal, and how wonderful it's going to be for everyone, because now we're in a place, a gateway to ascend. Our soul's purpose and mission are coming forward, and it's being revealed. It's pretty exciting. That was one dream that I had, or I would say a lucid dream, a flash. I don't know if you're receiving any of those. Please write in the chat if you have. And then this is not to be believed. And I read about this, and I hear this, and I see this from other YouTubers or others that have ascended, and they talk about the 144 light workers and starseeds. I hear about this light language, or I see them speaking this light language. I experienced it over the weekend on Saturday night. So I had these series of dreams throughout the night. And when you have these light codes or these dreams that are bringing you information, and it's basically your activations are coming through and more light is coming into your system because your body is transforming from carbon-based, very dense 3D to this other higher dimension, and it's more crystalline light. And eventually we won't need as much food, and we probably won't want the same food. But I would like to say, when this happens to me when I'm sleeping and I can feel the light coming into my system, it's almost like, you know, those videos or movies where the person's traveling through time and they see and you're seeing basically energy rushing by them and they're moving, but they're standing still. It's almost like one of these sci-fi quantum leap movies. That's what I feel like. And I was feeling this on Saturday night. And what was I hearing? I was seeing and hearing, hey, John Cooper, give me 1 second. I'm going to read that. I just want to finish what I saw. Wow, a new person. Hello, hello, hello. I hope you liked the video. And I heard some talking. And what was so weird was it was another language. And I've heard this. It's other tones and sounds. And then I could see the words kind of moving. It was like someone was telepathically talking to me. But then I started talking in this other language as well. And so I was understanding them and they were understanding me. It was like talking for the first time when you're a child and you're learning how to speak. That's what it felt like. It was very vivid though. And I saw and heard, and it was, the only way I can describe it was, let's say there's a word like light. The word changes to another word. It's like a different sound of that word. It's very, it's definitely some kind of higher consciousness. So I guess that this is a sign. And I've heard other light workers speak of light language. So I guess this is my first opportunity. And I think none of this is going to happen to me. And then it keeps happening. So John Cooper, last night I made the decision to quit drinking. And at the exact moment I looked at the odometer of my car, right at the mileage hit 222,999. Do you think that means something? Well, you know it does, or you wouldn't have been writing it down, would you, John Cooper? John Cooper, where are you coming from? I'm in New York. I'm Mary Amy. And this is Living in the Light. I'm writing you on my little cheat sheet because I like to keep track of all of these, all of us together, the awakened beings, the first timeline arrivals. We are in the middle of a cosmic consciousness. So where are you coming from? And yes, I do believe, John Cooper, that you did have some kind of, it was a message to you. And I think that that's fabulous if you're going to quit drinking, if that's what you would like to do, to quit drinking. And I think that those are numbers. Those are angel numbers, 222,999. Yes, yes, yes. And those are numbers. And I could take a quick look at my phone and I could tell you what they mean. I'm going to look quickly for you and tell you what those numbers mean. I know the 222, what my daughter speaks of that. And she always says, I see 222. So 222 is an angel number. And it means you're opening yourself to opportunities. And what else does it mean? It has to do with your guardian angels want you to find harmony as soon as possible. So yes, John Cooper, those are angel numbers, and that is validation that if that's what you would like to choose to do to quit drinking, go ahead and do it. So anyone who had any dreams over the weekend or last night or anything they would like to mention, just write in the chat and tell us all about it, because it's kind of fun to hear about what others are going through. So we do feel as though we're not alone, because I would like to share with you that you're a worthy being of light, and we should tune inward and say, oh, I have unconditional love for me. Because as soon as you say to yourself, I have unconditional love for me, then you're accepting all of you. And when you accept all of you, you can forgive yourself and you can have compassion for yourself. And as soon as you leap through all of your stuff, then you realize that you can come from a place of neutrality with everyone out there in the physical reality. And then you can forgive others. Hey, Alexandra Morel, coming from New York. It's Mary, and I'm in New York as well. And we have music here from Canada, and we have a new timer. John Cooper's here. So welcome, John Cooper. So exciting, isn't it? I love when we have new newbies here and we have more out there, because you know what? We are basically anchoring the earth with our light. My light to your light to the next person's light to the we're all here to anchor those who are going to awaken the masses. And when we tune inward and we say we love ourselves and we come from a place of neutrality when we're out in the physical reality, we don't react to people. And then we also have more power. We have more inner power because we're not getting taken off our path. We all have our own path and our own destiny. And hopefully it's going to bring you serenity and personal happiness. And so we do say, if you could put your destiny right here, if you want to put your hands out and right here in the palm of your hands, if you could imagine what your destiny is. Now, maybe your destiny is climbing the highest mountain, or it might be, I want to be in a fabulous relationship, or something within you. I want to become more patient or get rid of my anger, whatever it is. We want a quantum leap to our destiny. We don't want to be distracted and get off our pathway. And we can get off our pathway if there's drama out there, or somebody's pulling you away from what you feel inside is your purpose and your passion. So let's stay on our destiny. No one else can decide that. Everything is very personal. That's why I say, to be a conformist, how can I conform? I'm a rebel. I'm a rebel that not creates havoc out there, a rebel that realizes there's another reality. It's all about what you believe. We were born onto this earth, incarnated on this new earth, Gaia, and we were given so much. We are highly advanced, sacred beings of light, and we have so much more than you realize, and it's all coming online. So let's get into that 12-12 portal. It's very exciting, the 12-12 portal. And like I said, I had this dream with the heart and then the 12 in the middle of it, which I think that's significant. I think I should write that down in my dream journal and take note of that, because you know what? I think that's very positive. Our dreams will give us messages and signs and symbols, and maybe someone who's passed you can recontact with. Or if you have a problem when you're awake, you might solve it while you're sleeping. And then if we have any fears, like I shared with you, many years ago, I had this dream. I was having these dreams over and over and over and over again. And I was always running. And every single night I woke up scared and I was running. And then I felt like I was being choked. And it was very dark, very dark. And I started getting light into my system. I closed my eyes and light would come in. And then I decided, you know what? I'm going to do what's called dream work, which is what the Native American Indians did. They'd come together and they'd sit together in a circle, and one second, Alexandra, and they'd sit around and they'd do dream work, and they'd say, okay. And they'd ask questions when they went to sleep about where to travel so they would have food, or where was it safe. And their dreams guided them. They were smart enough to know. So now we're realizing that our dreams are actually full of information to guide us. So if you have a dream while you're sleeping, I suggest write it down and write down a description. Write down how you feel, any objects, any numbers. And if there's something written down, try to see in your dream what it is, what it symbolizes. So when I, back a bunch of years ago, said, I'm going to tell myself to stop running, I did. And it changed my life. And then I focused on something that was worthy. I think it was just this fear. I kept running and running and running. And, I've been known to be a runner. I run away from things. I don't have patience sometimes. I say it's too painful to stick around, and I get up and leave. And I've learned lately to actually stick around and say, you know what? Let me see maybe there's something here for me. So Alexandra says, I love your dream journal. Everyone should have one. You're always pitching me, Alexandra. Alexandra Morel, how are you this evening? Are you having some crackers and cheese? Let's get right into it. Let's get into that 12-12 portal. I'm ready for that 12-12 portal. Even with my throat hurting, I'm saying 12-12 portal. What is that? So you know what? I'm going to hold up this beautiful painting or this picture here. And here we are. And what is the 12-12 portal? It is a huge opportunity for us to ascend. For us to ascend, it's a portal gateway. It's open to us right now. It's an opportunity. It's very exciting. So our souls are going to reveal our purpose and our passion. And I just want to remind you that we just want to tune inward because we have all the answers within us. And it doesn't really matter what everyone's saying out there in the public, the masses. We are on our own personal journey. And our own personal journey will take us wherever we want because our mind, our thoughts are very powerful. They each carry a vibration. And we're going to get into telepathy later on and ESP. And we're going to mention that our thoughts all carry a vibration and they carry emotions and feelings. And that's how we're able to have thought transference. Hearing if someone wants to talk to us, they just have thought about us and all of a sudden we received it. And the more clear you are, the more of a chance that you have of becoming telepathic. It's all steps. As we ascend, we're going through a bunch of steps. It's a process. And we're going to get into the event because those who have not decided to tune inward and get through all their stuff and their junk and their poop are going to kind of be left behind. They're going to have a chance and they better get on it. They better get on it. So we are here to awaken the masses and we're going through all of this first so we can tell everyone. It's like when you go to a party or you go to the person that's waiting at the door to greet you and they're telling you that's over there is where we have the food. And then later on, we're going to have a cake and if you go to maybe a community event and they're handing out pamphlets, that's what we're doing. We're basically here at a community event and we're handing out the pamphlets. We're sharing with everyone what's to come. And one day I know that I will be hearing from those that I've known, and they said to me, oh, she's a little crackers or a little kooky, or she's just, I don't know, it's just Mary speaking. They're going to come to me and they're going to say, what were you talking about? What's going on? And I'll say, look at all my videos. I'm telling you everything. So I'm coming from a place of compassion and love. And I'm just here to help everyone and to heal. So this 12-12 portal, it's so exciting. It's today. And it's the beginning because we're about to head into 2023. And so right now it's very significant. It's the activation of our DNA codes. It's the cosmic energies coming online to prepare us for 2023. Anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I have such a boost of energy. It's probably because I haven't been here with you since Thursday and I missed it. But I just had so much going on and I apologize. So this 12-12 portal is a doorway to higher dimensions. More are awakening to the illusion of Earth. And we know that. They're saying, oh, I'm in my slumber. Oh, I'm waking up because what's going on out there? Satanic rituals and all this very woke stuff, and everybody's got a thee, they, thy. And those leaders, they're doing all kinds of naughty stuff. Well, I think I've awakened that maybe there's another reality out there. And I don't like this one that I've been in because this one's been all about consumerism and being serious and rush, time, work, and go to school to read a book and memorize it, spit it back out, and then get a 9-to-5 job and be exhausted, never have any time outdoors or with the family. And what, you maybe get a 2-week vacation every year? That's not enough for me. I want to have everything. I want to have peace of mind. I want to spend time with my family. I want to go to see a lot of beautiful, beautiful locations upon this planet Earth. And heck no, I don't want to work my butt off for somebody else and pay taxes. Get rid of those taxes. Mwah. So this doorway to a higher dimension, this entrance, this passageway is allowing us to access collective energies. So if you are open to it, and if you say yes, yes, I'll accept it. I won't have any doubt. I believe in this. It will all happen for you. I'm sharing with you. And it's going to come in, like I say, it's a process. First, you awaken and then you begin to get light into your system. So maybe you get some ascension symptoms like ringing in the ears, or your sleep patterns change, or maybe you get little mild headaches. And you just kind of feel like, who am I? I've lost my identity because more of you is coming available to you. It was basically you were compromised. You haven't known who you really are because we were living in a world of programming and attachments, and we were living in a world of someone else's belief system, something that was pressured into us. And if we didn't listen, there were people said, "Oh, what's wrong with you? Here, take this pill." Or they said, "Oh, you're too emotional." Or they said, "Well, don't you want everyone to like you? You have to do what everyone else is doing. You have to wear those sneakers. You have to get in line and keep marching forward and follow those people over here." None of it was about your personal happiness. So we are now in this 1212 portal. So all your hopes and desires and everything you want, you're capable of attracting right now. You have to trust. Have some trust. It's available to you. Believe in yourself. I'm believing in you. We're going to heal all of our pain, all our trauma, all our issues. And then you're going to remind yourself that you're a worthy being of light. And you're going to say, "Oh, I'm so capable of so much more. I'm going to dig deep, deep inside. I'm going to pull out all my personal power." Now, I'm not talking about being mean to someone or being, not being ugly to them. I'm just talking about being yourself and allowing you to be you. So we're going to be beings of light, and we're going to remind yourself of your 3 authentic characteristics that make you wonderful. And they're to remind you, you have many more, but let's remind ourselves, maybe you have the most beautiful brown eyes, or you can write the most amazing poetry, or you're an amazing friend. Whatever it is, you remind yourself of them because you have gifts and abilities and you have wonderful characteristics. We're going to also get into what is transmutative power, and that'll be in a few moments. I'm just getting through the 1212 portal. So we're going to let go of anything that causes you low vibration. Now, maybe that means that you're going to have to kind of walk through it. Now, if you've woken up and you're ascending, it's going to hit you square in the face and you're not going to ask for it to happen. Now, let me remind you, if you choose not to deal with your stuff, then when the solar flash comes and all of the light comes onto the earth, it's going to be more difficult for your body to take it all in. That's why this is a process, and all the solar flares are bringing more light into this new earth Gaia. So it's preparing our bodies. We have to say, you know what, maybe I don't know everything. Maybe there's something out there I should be aware of. So we're going to accept ourselves, see all those out there. There's many out there who are lost, or they have doubt, or they're victims. They have shame and they have hurt and they have pain. They must all heal. And if you have any of that within you, you must heal that as well. We want to come from a place of positivity and awareness. It's like you're taking an aerial view. It's like you're over us and you're looking down and you're realizing, I need to become more aware of what I'm thinking, what I'm saying, what I'm doing. Like I've mentioned to you, cause and effect. And all of our thoughts can create the outcome. We can change whatever's going to happen to us by our thoughts. If we're to sit here and we're going to dwell on everything negative, then what's going to happen is it's going to turn out that way, or you're going to bring it into your life. So we want to imagine our thoughts right in front of us and how positive they can be. So for example, for me, my thought is basically right now, I could sit here and say, "Oh, I have a sore throat and I think I'm getting sick and it's going to be worse I could go on and on in my mind. Or I could say, okay, I'm not feeling great. Let me just take note of that and make sure that I sleep enough, eat enough, and I'm sure I'll be fine. And that's where I'm coming from. Do you see the difference? We want to create those kinds of positive thoughts, and then the outcome will change. We can change it through our thoughts because our thoughts are that powerful. So do not allow negative thoughts and energies into your mind. The dark thoughts, if they circle back, you want to rewrite them. It's like you're a teacher in school and you're making some corrections. Let's be our own teacher in school, creating our own corrections of our thoughts. Do you think the desire to attain material wealth is natural at all or entirely the result of programming? John Cooper, where are you coming from? Are you in America? I like to know where people are coming from if you want to share. Do I think the desire material wealth? Well, material wealth was created by programming. And do I think it's natural? Probably not. I would say maybe having the greatest outcome is natural, because I believe after the solar flash, when the event happens and we have a chance, those who would like to will move forward, and all the light will come into their systems, and those who do not want to will go off into some other disappear. Maybe they'll pass away. So if we go into this new earth, if we're creating this new earth, if tomorrow the new earth was here and everything out there, I come from a place called Iowa. Fantastic. How did you find us? Well, I would say if we created the new earth and it came here tomorrow, like we woke up and we were here, we were in it, I would say that a natural way of thinking would not be about material wealth, because wealth wouldn't matter anymore. Material, you mean stuff, having stuff? I think it's about when people are concerned about having stuff, it's because they have fear of not having anything, or they've been living in a place that they didn't have. And so they want. And it's not fair that we don't all have material wealth. There is the ability for us to have from ether, free energy. It was those in power, the leaders, they decided that material wealth was something. I mean, I know gold was very valuable and silver, and then they made money, pieces of paper, and now it's turning digital. So I don't think it's natural, John Cooper, to answer your question. I appreciate you're here. I hope you liked the video and subscribe to the channel. So we're moving out of doubt and childhood issues and victimhood and shame, and we're not going to allow any negative thoughts anymore that are going to cause us confusion and feeling lost. We are together because our minds are joining, and we're going to all join in the light because we're raising our vibration and our frequencies, and we're all going to end up in this higher timeline. So before stepping into the higher timeline, we must realize within us all the extraordinary characteristics we have and the unbelievable path before us. What is it that you want? With clarity and discernment. So we're following our own spirits. We know everything. It's within us from the time we're born. We know it was just crushed. It was crushed, and then we were shoved into these systems, and these systems are going to go away. They're collapsing. Out there in the physical reality, in the matrix and the illusion, don't you see so much of it is falling apart before our eyes? And the movie stars are gone. The entertainment business is done for. Everything's falling apart. The leaders, people are getting in trouble, or they're not getting, it's no cover. There's no cover for them anymore. And most of the evil has left the earth. It's just their avatars. Maybe some lightning will strike those, or they will have heart attacks or something seems to be going on out there. It was what with the Georgia Guidestones, it started with the lightning. And it just seems as though all of their power is gone. Divine energies are coming down. And I'm going to mention angels. They're sacred beings of light, and they come from the heavens to earth to protect humanity. And they are celestial beings, and they're here. They're non-gender. They're messengers. They're warriors. Archangels are warriors. I spoke of Archangel Michael, who's right standing beside me in my third eye for many months to give me strength. We all have guardian angels with us from the time we're born, and they're here, and maybe you hear a whisper in your ear. And I spoke about angel numbers when John Cooper mentioned 222 and 999. And those are angel numbers. Do you ever feel as though you're not alone and there's some kind of presence? It's probably your guardian angel, or a brush across your face, or some tingling on the top of your head. Maybe you find a little feather somewhere out of nowhere and it's a symbol of an angel. And then there are those times that you're warned, you might hear a little message in your ear to get out of the way because some dire situation is about to happen to you. It's dangerous. Also, it could be your intuition. We're going to get into ESP and our intuition and how our intuition is so valuable if we listen to it. So the portal of conscious awareness is now here, 1212. So you're raising your vibration. You're stepping into this conscious awareness. You have a knowing who you are, what and where you're supposed to be doing for yourself, this pathway. You're headed through this pathway, this portal. Do you sense a portal in front of you? I sense this portal, just like I said, my dream. There's a portal and you're going to go through it. And through it, you're going to receive more light and more awareness. You'll be able to attain more abundance, have clarity, and manifest anything you like. And I've spoken about how to manifest, haven't I? So we have self-love mastery going on, this cosmic connection to collective light. So you're going to master a few abilities, know this. And what are those abilities going to be? Well, maybe they're going to be your intuitive abilities. You're definitely mastering those, but you're going to master some things within you. So you're beginning to study more about what's going on with you, what makes you tick, because you're digging deep. And you're going to choose to grow and enhance aspects of your being. And you're going to have inner strength and stability. And maybe because of this 1212 portal, it's going to guide you to your twin flame. And they say that is a sort of soulmate. It's a little bit more in depth than a soulmate, because they said that you broke off from a hole and the two of you got separated. And now you've come to find each other. And during this 1212 portal, maybe you're going to become aware of someone, or you're going to cross paths with your twin flame. And so twin flames are discerning each other, and they're a broken union, and you have a clear cosmic past. After you are beginning to get to know your twin flame, you're going to realize that they're going to challenge you, and they're going to bring emphasis to parts of you that you weren't willing to look at. And they're going to basically force you into kind of doing something that you might not have done in the past because you didn't feel strong enough. And you're going to become stronger because of your twin flame. And your twin flame is like you, except that, like I said, they're going to challenge you, and you're going to feel as though you've known them your whole life. When you speak to them, you're going to have just this very unidentifiable connection. And this relationship is going to be pretty boundless and limitless. So it's the person's other half. So get going with that. Who knows what's going to happen, right? Our 1212 portal is bringing so much to us. It's pretty exciting. Do you feel as though more light is coming into your system in the last 24 hours? I do. And it can be exhausting. I feel tired. Maybe that's why I feel like I have a sore throat today, because it's taking so much out of me. So what is your transmutation power? We speak of transmuting, and transmuting is changing from one state to another. So what is transmutation power? Well, it's the ability to alter or transform matter. And maybe it's going to be to elements, objects. It could be extraterrestrials, aliens. That kind of sounds like shape-shifting, doesn't it? And it might be mystical beings, and it's beings of light, humans like us. And so we are in the midst of transmuting, all of us. Anyone who's ascending and who's awakened is in the middle of transmuting. You're transmuting. You are altering your existence. You are changing from one state to another. And it can be permanent, it can be temporary. And when we first awaken and we say, oh, I'm awakened out of my slumber. Or you might have a Kundalini awakening or mystical experience. Maybe you spent tons of time in nature and looked at sunrises, or maybe you asked for it to come into your life, or maybe you were woken up because you're a light worker, a star seed, and it was your moment to wake up because you came from another star. You're part of the star family. Whatever it may be, you're in the midst of it right now. If you're here with us and you're watching this, you know that you're in the middle of altering and changing who you are. And it's all for the good. And when you awaken, you can't look back. You have to leave it behind. As they say, in your rear view mirror, you can only look forward. Because as soon as you wake up and you see all the truths on this earth and all the ugliness and all of these heinous acts and crimes, you say, I can't ever forget that. And you climb down the rabbit hole with me, and we dig deep, and we realize that there's a lot we didn't know about, and we made decisions based on not knowing everything. And so here we are. And so we begin to transform and evolve, and we're becoming the best version of ourselves, the truest, most beautiful version of ourselves, because we have these extraordinary characteristics. So what is transmutative power? Transmutation power. You know how I butcher words. So it's taking a thing, it's breaking it down to its components, elements, and it's reshaping those elements. And so we are together transmuting. So for example, as soon as you awaken, you've already transformed from your old self, haven't you? And every time you listen to maybe a video or see something that more truth, or discover something within you, you're transmuting. You are transforming every second, and more solar flares that are coming onto the earth, these massive ejections, solar ejections that are coming on, ending with the solar flash, are going to bring even more light into you. So you're going to change more. And it's happening pretty rapidly. I don't know if you feel it happening to you. I feel it happening to me, and especially when I rest. Sometimes it's exhausting and we need to have more sleep. And we just feel like, no more. I want to get out of this matrix. I don't want to just survive. I want to have joy and peace in my heart all the time. So transmutation power is the power to alter and transform your structure, your matter, your energy. It can be of a species. It's the alteration of species in one to another. And we are altering our species right now. We're all going to become crystalline light. And so that means we're going to come from a place where we can communicate telepathically. We're going to be in this existence. It's almost like it's not going to be physically, it's going to exist, but energetically, we're going to have these connections to everyone else. And so we're not going to have to verbally speak. We're not going to need technology. We're not going to need our phones anymore. We're just going to be able to speak to the other person mind to mind. So there's going to be a lot that gets left behind after the event. We're going to get into that in just a moment. So light workers are going through all of these transitions, first to the anchor of the new Earth Gaia, and each country will be affected differently based on their vibrational frequency. So there's going to be environmental events such as oceans rising, volcanoes emptying, Earth shifting. There's going to be polar shifts and earthquakes. And this last year, many light workers have been preparing for this huge, massive shift. So everything I'm saying today kind of coordinates. I've been speaking so much about some of these governments and reptilians and just basically bringing awareness to what's been going on. Sarah Nasara, whatever it is. But today I'm mostly speaking about how we are changing, how we are transforming, because that's really the next step, isn't it? And the solar flash, I'm going to get into the event. I mean, this looks like almost like we're seeing something. So maybe this is the grand solar flash, or maybe they're seeing extraterrestrials for the first time. I'm not quite sure. I don't know first contact what this is, but we can call it whatever you want. It can have many meanings. And so the event, this blast of energy, this blast of light that's going to hit the earth, it's a divine event, the solar flash. So this event will impact all those who inhabit the planet. So anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And those that are awakened and those that are living here and living in the matrix, it's going to affect them as well. It's going to affect all of us, the event. We're all going to be affected by the event. Here's a little thing on ascension. I can hold that up while I'm speaking, and you can read that. It's about spiritual growth. So the solar storms that have been hitting the earth, it's been going on for the last year, have gradually brought more light and positive influence over, the whole globe, the entire new Earth Gaia. And it's changing us. Okay. And it's changing us. And so we are being influenced by this. So our third dimensional bodies are evolving to a higher vibrational frequency to match the energy of the planet. So these coronal mass ejections, these solar flares that have been hitting the earth, and you see that in the Schumann resonance, and you can see that the earth is receiving these solar storms, these geomagnetic storms that are hitting the earth, and it's definitely affecting us. And it's bringing more light, and it's revealing darkness. It's like taking a flashlight in the dark, and it's bringing more light onto the earth. It's like you go into a place, and if you're coming from a higher vibration, in other words, when I say higher vibration, I mean that you're coming from a place of love and compassion and light. And you go into a place and everyone's, everything's terrible. And they're talking out, it's so bad. And I'm in such a bad mood. And then they're gossiping about people. And you come in there and you bring your light. You're revealing, and you're actually, you're a mirror for them, and they can see themselves. If that's happened to you, you know it because people get uncomfortable. They feel uncomfortable around you because you're making them realize that maybe they're not saying so many nice things, and they're hurting others, because our words are very powerful, just like our thoughts are, and when you say something negative about someone, it's hitting them. And maybe you're saying something negative about the way they look or where they live or their status. And if you criticize the way someone looks, they're feeling it. Your words have a vibration, and they have a feeling and emotion attached to it, and they're receiving it. So think twice about saying something ugly about someone. So these solar flashes are for the mass awakening into a higher consciousness, releasing them from the third dimension. So we are going, like I said, from carbon base to crystalline base. Yay, crystalline light. Let me remind you of, the Carrington event. The Carrington event of 1959 was, or 1859, was Richard Carrington. It was named after him. And he basically discovered it or made note of it historically. And he saw what we all saw, everyone on Earth. I mean, not us, because we weren't around in 1859, I don't think, unless you remember being reincarnated. So a white light hit the surface of, a white light on the surface of the sun hit the Earth. So it was the largest solar storm on record. And these electrical disruptions from Paris to Boston, and it affected all the electrical. And we know that moving forward for our solar flash, it's going to affect all the surrounding planets, and it's going to be this white light that hits the Earth, and it's going to knock out all technology. So the ascension process, stepping into your highest timeline, you're going to have intense symptoms, and there's going to be stages, and we are not going to basically be able to stop the process after we start to ascend. We're basically kind of plugged into it. So everything's going to keep coming towards us. More light is going to hit us, more information, more of our DNA is coming online, and we're realizing more about ourselves that we hadn't recognized before. We're going to discover. And so this solar flash, those who have not dealt with their issues, their bodies are not going to be able to handle this light. It's going to be too much for them. And so the human beings, the animals that aren't able to exist, will have to depart to lower vibrational frequency. And you'll have a choice. Obviously, if you're here right now, then you're awakened. But those who have been kind of led away from the matrix and they've decided to stay in there, they might just not ascend with us. They might stay, with the matrix thinking. And if they've chosen not to prepare their physical body or restricted themselves from stepping into their highest self, their highest consciousness prior to the event, these souls will be given a choice to depart or stay on Earth. And it won't be painful for anyone. Everyone will be okay. Those remaining will experience a feeling of lower gratitude. And everyone's going to start to feel like they know each other. We're going to all come from a place where we're all connected because all of our minds are going to be on the same wavelength. I'm going to get into psychic phenomenon at the 1 hour mark, just so everyone knows. So deep within ourselves, no longer will there be fear. It will only be unconditional love. And technology will not function anymore. Government systems, laws, cell phones, computers, satellites, Wi-Fi, and all those remaining will be in harmony and alignment with their highest self. It's pretty exciting, isn't it? And telepathy will replace technology. So everyone will be operating mind to mind. They'll be sending thoughts to each other. And we won't be needing the electronics because we'll be having free energy like we should have. It's just that the powers that be, the leaders, sought to receive wealth from it and money. And a long time ago, it was invented like cars running on water, cars running on free energy. And they chose, just like a lot of the things that are in the medical industry, they discovered solutions to illnesses they haven't shared because big pharma is making money off of it, and wealth is so important. So in the new earth, after the solar flash, you know, what we have, material goods, money, currency, won't be worth anything. It won't be important. Nobody will care about that. It's just going to be about coming from a place of peace and love. We're going to walk out of our homes and hug each other. I sound like so. Light and love, light and love. So anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm Mary Amy, and let's have gratitude for this moment. I'm living in love. Are you living in love and light? I am. Let's get on to ESP, even though we're a few minutes earlier than the one hour mark. Anyone who's joining us, please write in the chat. Tell me where you're coming from or what's going on. And does this resonate with you? So today we covered the 1212 portal. What is transmutation power? And the event. Yay, the solar flash. The divine event, not the flood of Noah's Ark. We're going to have the great solar flash, and light is going to come upon the earth, and we're all going to awaken, and anyone who chooses to will ascend to a higher consciousness, and those who don't want to won't come with us. They'll be left behind. I'm planning on ascending to the highest consciousness, the highest vibration, the highest frequency. And like I've shared with you, our dreams are super important, to pay attention to our dreams. And, if you receive any premonitions. So let's get into psychic phenomenon, extrasensory perception. We all are going to master at least one of these intuitive abilities. Do you have clairaudience? Are you clairvoyant? Is your third eye activated? Are you clairempathic? Do you have clairgustance, your taste? Are you claircognizance? You have a knowing. Intuitive abilities is all about a knowing. You're receiving a knowing from another source. You have the ability within you. You are capable of so much more. And I keep saying that. I'm like a broken record. You have so much within you that you don't even realize that you're capable of. And the only reason why you're not attaining what you want is because your thoughts are preventing you from receiving whatever it is you want. Our best days are in the future. Our best days are right now. It's not in the past. Because in the past, we were living in a place of broken dreams, of get out of my way, I'm going to step on your head, competitiveness. And you know what? It was all about, it's just business. Don't take it personally. Of course you can take it personally. Someone's hurting your feelings. And so many out there, so many beings of light, so many souls out there have had their heads stepped on, are living in a place of hell on earth because they have pain that they're carrying around and they don't want to look at the pain. They're like, no, I don't want to look at it. It's too painful. It's too painful. Do you know that not looking at it, that fear you have, is much worse than going through it? Because you think, oh, I'm traumatized. Everyone's been traumatized. Everyone's been traumatized. You're not the only one, and you can't really compare pain either. And I'm not saying that you can. I'm just saying, let's accept ourselves. Let's have unconditional love. Let's look at everything. Everything that we've done, even if we have shame over it, look at it. So you can get through it. So you can get to the other side and you can release it. Because you're basically giving it life. You're carrying it around. Like I say, these attachments that you're giving it life. It's connected to you. You can cut it off and leave it on the side of the road. You can throw it in the dumpster. It's all whatever you want. Do you realize you're creating your future every single day? You're creating what's going to happen to you with your thoughts. No one really cares out here, to be completely honest with you. Maybe a mother cares about their child, but most everyone out there, they care about themselves. So you're the only one who's going to get to their destiny. You're the only person who can get there, you, with your thoughts, your words, or your actions. No one else is going to hold your hand and get you through that. They're going to say, put on your big boy pants or your big girl pants and suck it up and get going. Wipe yourself off, dust yourself off, and pull up by your bootstraps and keep going, because there's so much out there for you. There's so much out there for you. I have belief in you. You're a worthy being of light. You're a sacred being of light. You have love within your heart. Let's heal the love. And we're going to get there. So ESP, I'm going to give you a quote. Every individual has a higher self, higher awareness, which knows that person's potential capacity. Within you, you don't need someone else to point it out. You have all the answers. So when you become super clear with who you are, and you look at yourself and you realize and you say, okay, this is who I am. Yes, I'm an imperfect being of light. And this is the thing. This is what I do. This is how I handle things. And you become more aware. Maybe you make up some lists about who you really are. And maybe you've had those in your life point them out to you saying, hey, stop doing this, or that's not good for you. And if more than one person says it to you, you might want to take note. And so we all have this awareness within us. It's whether or not we want to look at it. And some of us brush it off by saying, oh yeah, I am that. But we don't make a change. We don't fix it. But if we get through it and we accept it and we make it part of ourselves, we come to the other side of it, then we're not blocking our destiny. So let's unblock our truest potential. So if we follow precognitive visions, which means maybe throughout the day you get a flash of information, you might be talking to someone and all of a sudden you see something about what they're talking about. It might be for them. You're receiving a vision for them. Take note. So if you say, Mary, how can I get more of this? How can I receive more visions? Well, you want to go to a place of quiet. You want to turn off all your electronics. And I'm not saying when you go to sleep at night. I mean, that's something else. If you want to turn off all your electronics and just let out a breath and just chill yourself down, have some stillness, I'm sure you'll get some information instantly. You let go of all your thoughts that you have, anything before this moment. You just let out a breath and just be in the moment. You're going to receive some flashes of information. And maybe that information is going to come through as a mental picture. Maybe it's going to come through as a voice. You're going to hear something you're going to have from another source, some kind of information. Or you're going to see something in your third eye. It's all there for you. You just have to be open to it and have a willingness, because everything's there for you. So if you can follow your precognitive visions, and if you don't, you might miss possible achievements. You might miss something that's there for you. You begin to have some synchronicity. Pay attention to the synchronicity, which is when these events that have nothing to do with each other, they cross over, and you take note and you say, that's so strange. What is that all about? Pay attention. That means you're on the right path. That's validation. So our thoughts and actions create our lives. Our future mental pictures of your goals you wish to attain become a blueprint. So whatever you're creating in your mind, whatever you're seeing, becomes your future. And if it's and you don't realize sometimes how many times you have one thought over and over again, you are creating your future. Like I mentioned earlier, cause and effect. We can create our future. You can create a positive outcome or a negative. It's entirely up to you. Maybe you say, oh, I can't get rid of this. It's hopeless. It's impossible. I just keep doing the same thing over. I have this addiction, or I have something that's really just won't leave my life. So you're going to have to break free from that And how are you going to break free from that? You're going to change your energetic pattern. And I usually do this when I say that. So your energetic pattern is going to be the way you travel every day. Change up how you get there. Who you spend time with. Change up who you spend time with. Change some aspects of your life to create a different outcome. You know, if you say, oh, I can't meet anyone. Well, if you're not meeting someone with everything you're doing over and over again, change it up. Do something differently. Come up with your 5 humongous goals. Have a different thought. You know, it's about changing your thought patterns. So your energetic pattern is going to be what you do every day. And if you do the same thing over and over again, you're going to have to change something up to have a different result, a different outcome. And it doesn't have to be a big change. It could be a little change. I mean, maybe you eat the same things every day. Change that up. Change up your furniture in your home, your room. Change how you do your hair. Change, what you spend your money on. Whatever it is, change something. Change your energetic patterns. And so through our mental pictures, we will create our outcome. So higher powers of your mind are at work whenever you focus on an ambition. So as soon as you come up with something you would like to do, like I said, your 5 humongous goals, if you pick one of them, let's say it's, I want to go to a Caribbean island. And you start thinking about that. You visualize the Caribbean island, you start doing research on it. You start thinking about, I need a passport. Everything will start to fall in place. And somehow, some way, you're going to be going to a Caribbean island. And that's how it works. Now, if you say, I can't do that, Mary, that's impossible. I say to you, why are you sabotaging? Why are you sabotaging yourself? And who told you couldn't? Who was a naysayer? Did someone say, you're not being realistic or practical? Well, you know what? Maybe that person, you should disregard what they say. Because they're not you, and that's not their destiny to go to the Caribbean island. It's your destiny. That's why I say you can't follow the conformists. You can't follow everybody in that line because they have a different goal in mind than you do. So stay on that. Now, we can tune into events, and then you can tune into an event that you would like to have happen, and you can change the way events are going to be formed. So you tune in. Hey, Circle, yay! So Circle is coming from California. Hi, hope you liked the video, Circle. So today we're covering 1212 Portal, Transmutation Power, and the event, and I'm on Psychic Phenomenon because I hit the 1 hour. I'm so happy you're here. So I'm going to be Circle. I'm going to be here Monday through Thursday because I realized Friday's too much. So now it's 4 times a week. Sorry about that. I just know that I don't want to keep canceling and I want to keep people understanding my schedule. So it's Monday through Thursday at 7 p.m. We can tune into events. So we can tune into something that's going to happen to us. So that would be like close our eyes, let out a breath. And we go to something that we are planning, an event that we are planning. And we can tune into that event. Or we can create an event by, like I said, the Caribbean island. So you want to close your eyes and you want to imagine yourself at a Caribbean island and what's going on there and make it more and more real. The more you make an event real, then the more chance it has of coming to fruition and you attain it. Because anything is possible. Now, pay attention to any forewarnings you have and anything intuitive that you are receiving. So let's do an exercise together. Okay, we're not going to we'll do like we always do the ball of light last. So let's do an exercise together. So we're going to close our eyes or keep them open if you choose. Anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. We're going to let out a breath. And we are going to feel as though we are a rag doll because we want to be like so relaxed. We're going to relax our bodies like a rag doll. We're going to let go of any tension within our bodies and let out a breath. And like I said, if you choose to close your eyes, close your eyes. And we want to release any doubt we can do this because we're doing some kind of psychic phenomenon and we're letting go. We're surrendering we're surrendering to our senses. We're going to drop down into our senses. So you make sure that you're breathing, you're not holding your breath. So for me, it takes a little bit because I was talking for an hour straight. Okay, so we're like a rag doll. We're breathing. We're breathing. We're letting go of any tension. We're dropping down into our senses. And we're surrendering to our senses. And we're going to have focus and concentration. And we're going to tune into our sense of hearing right now for a minute, for a second. So let's tune into our sense of hearing. So what do you hear in the space you're in? Okay, so quickly we say it. So I am hearing some sounds in the building. I'm hearing some appliances. I'm hearing some noise outside on the street. Whatever you're hearing. Okay, so now let's go to our third eye. If your third eye isn't open, let's visualize light coming and hitting your third eye, which is a space between your two eyebrows, which is your intuition, your intuitive ability, your knowing, your clairvoyance. Maybe you can connect to another realm. You can connect to spirits. You have an ability to receive messages from those in other realms. Okay, and so let's check that. Do you see anything in your third eye? If your third eye is open, like I said, maybe put some tumbled stones there, or visualize light, or spend many days in nature and ask for your third eye to be activated. So in my third eye, what do I see right now? Usually I have to have my eyes open and I see butterflies. I instantly saw butterflies. And I'm seeing a lot of spirit animals. I saw something red. I thought for a minute it was a fox. I saw a lion. What else? Okay, so let's move on from that. So sense of smell. You're tuning into your smell. Taste. Your feelings, your empathic side. If you were to tune into your heart right now, what are you sensing in this moment? So what am I sensing? I'm sensing a very calmness I have. I'm sensing that I feel a lot of gratitude. Okay, and then you're claircognizant. You're knowing. You have this knowing. Do you have any knowing going on right now? That's one of your senses. Do you have any knowing going on? So what are we knowing? We're knowing that we're here in this moment. So maybe the knowing is coming from another source. What kind of information? Oh, I saw a dice. Isn't that interesting? I saw a dice being thrown. So I have a knowing. So maybe it's that means chance. I don't know. Okay, so now that we checked all that, now we're going to have a suggestion. So we're going to go through the steps quickly and you're going to pick one of your clear senses. Are you very much a feeling being of light? Do you have a lot of feeling? Then you want to go to and tune into your feeling when we do this. Maybe it's your hearing. You hear beyond the walls of the room. Maybe it's your clairvoyance. Oh, into sense of touch. Maybe it's your sense of touch. You're very, very strong. That's very strong for you. Okay, so let's do this, and I'm going to give you a suggestion, like I have. So we're letting out a breath. We're going to feel like a rag doll. We're just letting go of any tension that we have. And we're also going to take away any doubt that we can do this because, we don't have any proof. We have to trust. We have to have this knowing that we are capable of doing this because everyone is. Everyone's capable of this. And so I'm telling you that we can. So we're letting go of any doubt. And then we're going to drop down. It's like we're making physical contact with all of our senses. Like I say to you, it's like dropping something down into fits perfectly. Maybe it's like a little, if you see a puzzle, kid's puzzle, it drops down, it fits into, the puzzle piece fits in. You're fitting down into all your senses, and you're surrendering to your senses. So if any thoughts come up, you send them away. You're just going to tune in. So if an impression comes through, which is a visual, a sound, a voice, something you see, if your thoughts come down and try to figure out what it is, send them back up and tune into whatever it is. Tune into whatever you're seeing to receive the information. Okay, so we're dropping down. And now you're going to pick one of your senses, and if one of them doesn't work, if you're not receiving any impressions, try another sense. Okay, so I'm saying, I'm just receiving so much in my hand. I'm saying I'm going to tune into my hearing and my touch at the same time. So I'm making the suggestion. You've dropped down. You're going to tune into whatever you're sensing. I'm making the suggestion that you are going back in time to the last time that you got into an argument with someone. And that's entirely up to you. And what impressions are you receiving? The last time you got into an argument with someone. So go to that last time and see what you receive. What impressions are you receiving? Or I should say a memorable. It doesn't have to be last time, but a memorable argument. Okay, so I think that I realized why I chose to do this, why I gave this suggestion, because doing this, we can discover so much about ourselves. When you're in the situation of an argument, you realize what happens to you, what you're feeling, how it makes you feel, and also, I guess, you discover something. And I discovered some things within myself. And I discovered that I physically realized, I saw myself physically backing away, looking for a block, like something to block me off from the energy coming at me. I saw and heard the other person's voice and how their voice changed pitch and how that affected me. So this is interesting for me. This is what I received. I also realized how it made me feel defensive. And I actually realized that that was a pool of something within me from my past, how I felt bad about myself. and how it made me feel like less than myself. And it just was more like it fed into some of my trauma from my past. So it was interesting. I don't know if you received any information. I kept tuning into the hearing, and then I realized the touch. I don't know if anybody wants to share anything that happened for them. And it's not a negative. When we look at anything in our lives, it's not a negative. There's a lesson to be learned. And there's so much that we don't realize yet. But it's all about healing our trauma and healing our pain, right? So that we are in more of a clear, we're more clear. Okay, so let's do the ball of light before we go. So I'm rubbing my hands together. I'm taking it away from my body, and I'm pulling it apart. And so I hope you have some vibration on your hands. And, if you do, so we're creating a ball of light, and we're bringing light into this space and energy, and it gives us focus. And we have this ability to teleportation, or time travel, or just receive energy, receive information. And that's what this is all about. That's what becoming more aware of your clairsenses is. It's about receiving information and data about you. And it's about your journey and your path. Anyone who's joining us, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Today we covered 1212 portal and transmutation power and the event, the solar flash, and we're doing psychic phenomenon. I'm going to be here Monday through Thursday at 7 o'clock. So here I'm bringing light into my physical reality. Hey, Elsa, are you feeling the light? And so today, if you're creating your ball of light, let's make a suggestion. So we're going to drop down into our senses, feel like a rag doll as much as we can, holding our ball of light. And we are going to release any kind of doubt we can do this, any thoughts before this moment. And we are making physical contact with our clairsenses. And so tune into one of your senses. I do this with my eyes open or closed. I don't know what I'm going to gravitate towards. So we're holding the ball of light, and let's see, what's going to happen? I'm moving this around for some reason, feeling like I want to. Okay. Okay, so let's do this together. Let's imagine that we are at a location, and you're going to choose. You are at, maybe, I want to say, if your place of work. So you're at your place of work, because most of us are at a place of work. And if you don't want to make it a place of work, you choose some other place. But we're going to say our place of work, and we have the ball of light, and we are at our place of work, and we are going to give the date being the next time we have work. So it can be, if it's tomorrow, make it tomorrow. So you've dropped down into your clairsenses, you made physical contact, you have concentration, focus, and you're at your work with your ball of light, and it's tomorrow. And let's see what you receive or what happens. You're at your place of work tomorrow, and you're holding your ball of light, and let's see what we receive. So you pick one of your clairsenses to tune into. I'm going to choose, I think I'm doing my third eye, and maybe so let's see. I heard the phone ring. Let's see. Now, I've learned that when I'm doing this, people can't see me when I'm holding the ball of light. I don't know if that's what happens to you. So they can't see me, and I'm at my work. Let's see what happens when I'm there. So I'm remote viewing the future. Okay, so what I received is there someone's at my work, but they're busy doing something else, and someone's at the door knocking because I was tuning into my hearing. Let me see if I hear who that is knocking. Okay, so it's someone there to fix something, to fix something in the basement. Mm. And I can hear the cars out on the road in front of the building. Okay, so that's about it. I'm going to put my hands together. And I'm grateful for everyone who joined me this evening, and I hope everyone has a wonderful evening. And I'll be back again tomorrow at 7 p.m. And I hope you like the video, and subscribe to the channel. I think it's time for me to stop. My throat. Everyone have a wonderful night, and I'm spinning light, and you're in the center of it, and you're making a wish. Okay, and I want good things for you, and you're a worthy being of light. I'm sending you love and light. Thank you, Circle. You're awesome. Hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Okay, you're in the middle and you're making a wish, and good things are happening. And let's have this 12-12 portal of abundance change our life. Okay, and don't forget your mantra. I am strong. I am brave. I'm courageous. Bye.